Welcome back, lesson 2-2, least common multiple. In the previous section, we talked about greatest common factor. Greatest common factor and least common multiple are somewhat related and are usually taught together. So the first thing we need to know is what exactly is the least common multiple. By definition, the least common multiple is the smallest number that is a common multiple of two or more numbers. A multiple is any number that is created by multiplying an integer. We find multiples of a number by counting by that number. For example, the multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Or you can think in your head multiplication. So 5 times 1, 5. 5 times 2, 10. 5 times 3, 15. So first thing, let's take a look at finding multiples. So we want to list our first 6 multiples of 7. So basically we just multiply 7 by every number leading us up to 6. So 7 times 1, 7. 7 times 2, 14. 7 times 3, 21. 7 times 4, 28. 7 times 5, 35. And 7 times 6, 42. If you're unsure, you can just add 7 to the previous number to get the next multiple. So our first 6 multiples of 7 are 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, and 42. With least common multiple, we're going to find the multiples of two numbers, and then our least common multiple is the first one that is a multiple of both. Okay, so that's my least common multiple. And just real quick, a fun fact, one way to determine a common multiple is just to multiply the two numbers together. So a common multiple of 7 and 5 would be 35 because 7 times 5 is 35. Okay. However, it's not always the least common multiple. So you have to make sure you list out all of your multiples up to that point to make sure that there isn't a smaller multiple that goes into both numbers. Now let's take a look at an example where we solve least common multiple. Problem: Eric is training for a biathlon. He rides his bike every 5th day and swims every 4th day. What will be the first day where he both swims and bikes? So we're going to use this hundreds chart just to kind of show what exactly we're doing when we find least common multiple. So first thing is he bikes every 5th day. So I want to circle every 5th day. And as you'll see on your chart, every 5th day kind of follows a pattern on the hundreds chart. And we just work our way all the way up to 100. Then it wants us to color in every 4th day. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to roughly shade every 4th day. And I'm doing this in my head just counting up 4 each time, which is pretty easy to do with smaller numbers. So I've now shaded every 4th day. I've circled every 5th day. Our least common multiple would, in this case, would be the first day where he both bikes and swims. So I'm looking for the first day that is not only circled, but is also shaded in. And that day would be the 20th day. So what that means is the LCM, or the least common multiple, of 4 and 5 is 20. That's the first number that is a common multiple of both 4 and 5. Okay, so what we want to do then is just list our factors, and we want to find the first one that shares a common factor. Before we try some on our own, let's take a look at another example. It says, over the weekend, a store was offering a free keychain to every 3rd customer and free shorts to every 4th customer. Who will be the first customer to receive both a keychain and shorts? Since we're looking for a multiple, we know we're going to do least common multiple. Okay, so our two numbers are 3 and 4. Let's just list out our multiples of 3. We're just counting by 3. So we start with 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Let's list our multiples of 4 now. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. So let's circle multiples that are common for both numbers, such as 12 and 24. The least common multiple is the smallest of these common multiples, which would be 12. Also notice that every 12th number, that's why the next one, every 12th number is a common multiple. So if we kept going out, 36 would be a common multiple, 48 would be a common multiple, but the smallest or the least common multiple is 12. So that means this is our LCM. Pause the video, try the next section on your own, and then come back and check your answers with me. Hopefully you pause the video and try this example on your own. The next question is, what is the least common multiple of 8 and 12? So I start by listing out my multiples of 8. Okay, when I list out my multiples of my first number, I want to go a little further because I want to make sure that I hit something that is definitely a multiple of the other number. I'll stop at 64. Then I list off my multiples of 12. Okay, I could have stopped a lot earlier. Okay, and when you're doing this, as soon as you get a common multiple with your second number, you can stop listing off your multiples. I got one pretty quickly with 24. That means the least common multiple of 8 and 12 is 24. I have other common multiples, such as 48, but they're not the least common multiple. Again, pause the video, try these two problems, resume it, and I'll go over them with you. So the first one, I'm going to try this. It says list the multiples of 4 and 9. Then asks what is the LCM. So I want to start by listing off my my multiples of 4. Now I want to list off my multiples of 9. 27. And I'm going to stop at 36 because this is the first one that is a common multiple of 4 as well. And that tells me that that is my LCM. The second one, every 6th person at a store gets a gift card. Every 8th person gets a toy. Who will be the first person to get a gift card and a toy? I'm going to start by listing off my multiples of 6. I'm going to list off some multiples of 8. And I'm just counting up by these numbers. I'm going to stop at 24 because there is my least common multiple. 24 is a multiple of 6 and 8. You'll notice that, again, 24 is an answer. That's just because 24 has a lot of factors, which means a lot of different numbers that go into 24. So my least common multiple, or the 24th person, would be the first one to get a gift card and a toy. So we just list off common multiples, and we find the first one that is a shared multiple of both numbers. Okay. Hopefully you understand this. If you have any problems, please contact me, leave a comment, do whatever you have to do.